I run a medical company. I'm a CEO of a medical company, which I happen to own. And it's hard to say I have a lot of free time because voluntarily I could make free time. But anyone that runs a business knows that if you're absent, your business suffers. So I make sure that I'm in my office generally Monday through Thursday, almost religiously. I like to take Fridays to Sundays to myself, especially when we have flying weather. And if I'm not sleeping or working, I'm usually in an airplane. So to me, aviation is about passion. I never want to mix business with aviation because I don't want to create stress around it. It's a stress reliever. So I get to spend money on aviation, make money in my business. A lot of friends who are in the aviation business have said, why don't you do this or why don't you do that? And again, the minute you start to intertwine, that passion starts to suffer. So I like to keep aviation fun. Yes, I travel for business purposes. I have offices in different states. I go to Florida, as I mentioned, a lot. And I will use aviation for that. But it is never really something that I wanted to turn into a business or a charter or anything of that sort. So I do have a little bit of free time to enjoy it. I do tend to fly a lot. I'll make these trips in this airplane, 3, 4, 5 hour legs. You count that back and forth. That could be a 10-hour weekend. And then on a nice day, if I'm local, I'll jump in a Carbon Cub and go hit some grass strips and do 5, 6 hours in that, literally in one day, just for fun. So when I was looking for a cross-country pressurized airplane that's air-conditioned, the Malibu kept coming up over and over. And the biggest concern I had, speaking to a few Malibu owners, not knowing anything about the brand or model, was they all said, well, the range and the useful load are terrible. So if you need to get a couple people from Jersey to Florida, you're either going to take people or you're going to take fuel. And you're going to have to land at some point. You're not going to go nonstop. And remember, the Mooney had the same issue. So I said, I'm going to get air conditioning and pressurization, but I'm still going to have to land, so it's not going to save me a whole lot of time. Every M350 guy or Malibu guy that I spoke to, or Malibu Mirage guy I spoke to, would tell me we cannot go nonstop from New York, New Jersey area down to Florida. Then I spoke to a friend who's a broker and he said, have you looked at the 84 to 86 Malibus? I said, no. He said, okay. The downside is they use the Garcanyon gear system, which is no longer available. So if you have an issue with the gear, you got to have the actuators resealed. It's hard to get parts. He said, but hear me out. The upside is they used Continental engines for a couple of years and they burn almost half the fuel of the modern day Mirage. So now, even if you have to take less fuel because of useful load, you can go so much further. So I started to look around and ask owners of 84 to 86 Malibus, and I found out that the guy who owned this airplane before me lived in Indiana, and he used to fly to Florida nonstop all the time with his brother. So looking at it, burning 14 to 14 and a half gallons an hour up in the flight levels, even if I only took, I remember one trip from New Jersey, I had 4 people in the airplane on the way to Florida, and I only needed about 70 gallons to complete the whole trip. So you really can't beat it for efficiency. If your mission is 1,000 nautical miles or less, and you want comfort, you want pressurization, you want air conditioning, you want decent speed, and I say decent, again, it's subjective, 200 knots true. For me, it's decent. I've been flying it for a while. I'm actually looking for a TBM now actively so I can go faster. To a lot of guys, if you're coming out of a smaller GA airplane, 200 knots may sound great like it did to me a couple years back when I bought the airplane. So if you want to go 200, you want to burn similar fuel burn to what, let's say, a Saratoga would burn, but go significantly faster. You get a cabin class interior for your passengers, recliners. I fly my daughter sometimes. She's starting college out of state. I'm flying her down a lot, and she likes to fall asleep in the back. I have Starlink in the airplane, so I have full Wi-Fi. And it's great. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about this airplane. If it's in your budget and your mission calls for 1,000 nautical mile airplane, that you could throw a couple of friends in, bags for the weekend, and go for minimal cost of operation and ownership, even my annuals. I think my last annual was about $6,500. So if you don't defer maintenance and you keep the airplane in good shape, 6 to 7 grand on an annual for a plane of this caliber with a twin turbo engine, I think is really the sweet spot of aviation that not a lot of people know a lot about. If you're a younger pilot and you really haven't experienced a lot yet in aviation, and you're thinking of maybe buying your first airplane, and you're looking at, you know, pre-owned Cherokees or 172s, you're looking to keep the budget down, the best advice I can give you is, once you ensure that the airplane you're looking at is safe and airworthy and good, just buy it. Just buy it. There is no making sense of aviation financially. When you try to crunch the numbers, it's never going to come to a position where you say it makes sense. You can't put a dollar figure on smiles. Instead of miles per gallon, I look at dollars for smiles. It's like, what is the sense of flying yourself? What is the sense of accomplishment? The convenience of jumping in the morning and then being across the country for lunch, or taking your friends out for dinner somewhere and then coming back, you know, home. It's just buy it, just go out and do it, and you will figure it out. Things will fall into place. Just keep a positive mentality. I started out with a budget of about $75,000 looking for a Mooney. It was middle of COVID, all the plane prices were going through the roof. I was frustrated. 3 deals fell apart because people outbid me. I literally doubled my budget to $150 reluctantly, and I ended up with a great airplane that served me for 3 years and 600-700 hours. From there, I went into this, I went into the Cub. I mean, it's addicting, but just go out. As long as you can afford to, you know, keep the airplane, just buy it. Don't think about it. I see on these groups all the time, guys saying, do I buy, do I rent, do I split? Doesn't matter. Find a buddy who wants to fly, split the plane with him. You'll figure it out later. Life's too short to just what if it. Just do it. I mean, Mike's a perfect example of someone who literally just took a passion and made it his career. And whether you want to be in aviation for a career or not, just get a plane, just get up in the air, just put some hours in it. Confidence will come, things will start flowing. And I'll tell you what the best part for me, which was unexpected, the best part for me in aviation, as far as a community, is the networking. The people I've met in aviation are not only some of the best, most sincere people out there. I've actually done a lot of business with people I've met at FBOs or at fly-ins or at barbecues, because very, very small percentage of the population have a passion like this in common. So automatically when you go somewhere and you connect with other pilots, you have a common thing to talk about. And you end up becoming friends with a lot of these guys, and it just translates into more good things that happen. You surround yourself with 3 or 5 people that are exactly where you want to be, and your network becomes your net worth. So just buy a plane, get up there, and just enjoy.